So I'm Chris Forgey. I graduated from Texas Tech in 1991 with a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. My wife also graduated from Tech in 92. Those are our two sons. One's the inspiration for the talk today. And of course we've got season tickets, so always enjoy coming back to Lubbock, Texas. Appreciate your time today. So before I get on talking about Light Bohrd, I want to talk about innovation. Why is it important? How do you do it? And what is it? So innovation can come in the form of new ideas, new products, new services. Could be a new way of doing businesses in terms of business processes and systems. It may mean for a company the opportunity to bring a product to market for the first time and reap economic advantages as well as competitive advantages. If you've got an economic advantage, that translates to advantages for your employees and the community and the supply chain that feeds that company or organization. Now, in terms of how do you do it, it's about trying to see the possibilities. Also, innovation and technology advancement are important for each one of us in this room in the fact that it improves our quality of life. We have smartphones, smart thermostats, smart cars, and apps. So it's a great time to be alive. So, how does that, in terms of the innovation, how does that translate to Light Bohrd? And it's interesting. You never know when you're going to have a moment in your life that's going to change your life and put you in a completely different new course. But that was, sorry, I need to back up one. So this right here is that day. This is my son's 8th birthday. All he wanted for his birthday was a skateboard. It soon became his passion. And of course, when you've got kids that are passionate about something, whether it's football, soccer, baseball, you support that passion. So of course, this skateboard went everywhere with us.
Get that.
Oh, you landed it perfectly. That's it! Family vacations, that's Grandma's mailbox. This is another family vacation. And of course, going to the store, sometimes we had to stop so he could jump some stairs. And of course, the skate park. So I spent countless hours at skate parks, filming him, taking pictures, and then one night I'm tucking him in and I said, "Hey Mason, what if we put lights on the bottom of your skateboard? That would make a pretty cool picture, don't you think?" He's like, "That's awesome, Dad." So I go downstairs, announce to my wife, "I've got an idea." So I'm not allowed to say those words in the house anymore. Anyways, so it's funny. So here, the engineer in me is, the gears are turning, and I'm sitting, okay, wait a minute. I can't just put lights on a skateboard, right? These things get thrashed. You put them on the outside, they're going to get, one real slide or a grind, and the board, in terms of lights, are completely destroyed. But I was determined to see if I could make it work. So, started out in the kitchen with a skateboard hobby kit. I was able to integrate the lights into the board. So that was the unique challenge, right? It's not about just adding LEDs, but it's about adding illumination that becomes part of the design of the product, that's fully integrated. And that's what we've created, and you'll see here some examples of the innovation. But what we have is something that doesn't have any wires, switches, or batteries to worry about. It's fully embedded and motion activated. So, initial prototype looks like it's coming along pretty well. It's time to ramp up efforts and move to the garage. So this is the garage and one of the very first prototypes, and eventually it led to getting that shot that we were looking for in terms of illuminated graphic, Mason flying through the air, and that nice, cool action shot, which is pretty cool. But it wasn't about then, at that point, really being positioned to bring a product to market, right? So It just wasn't quite there. So what we had to do was find ways, if we wanted to commercialize the technology, look for opportunities to put it into products that will actually get traction in the marketplace. So we eventually went to illuminated graphics for longboarding. If any of you are, I'm sure you're familiar with it in terms of longboarding across campus. It's a great way to get from class, to and from class. And then one day we were experimenting with some fiber optics, and we said, what if, instead of putting the light on the bottom with a graphic, what if we put it on the front and the back and created something that was essentially an integrated headlight and taillight? So fiber optics didn't work, but this did. So, and then we said, well, wait a minute. What if we took that same technology concept and put it in a snowboard and created the world's first snowboard with illuminated sidewalls? And we got it to work. So that was pretty cool. But then we weren't satisfied with originally with the illumination between the binding holes. So what we wanted to do is said, hey, what if we made the whole entire surface of the snowboard, top and bottom, illuminated? Well, that was a challenge. So what we did was we started experimenting with some very thin fiber optic panels, 0.3 millimeters thick, pliable, very bright. And then we said, what if we took this exact same light panel and put it into a run-in shirt? So we created a prototype. Then we get in front of Under Armour in the middle of 2013. Out of 4,000 contestants that get to submit their idea into Under Armour, 12 get selected to be part of a future show competition. And out of those 12, Light Bohrd won the competition, which is very exciting. So now we're working with Under Armour to bring products like this to market, an active illuminated running shirt for low light conditions. Then we said, what if we took that same concept and put it into a marketing apparel? What if we could make every single person at a sporting event light up? What if we could control that wirelessly and essentially make every person in the crowd a pixel capable of displaying images and graphics and logos in the crowd? So now we're working on marketing apparel. So then we also said, what if we took the same form factor that we have in this light engine and apply it to safety apparel, first responders, construction vest, industrial applications? And that's what we're working on now. So you can see it's interesting in terms of the evolution of where we're at. We've had an inflection point. Started out as a board sports company, now we're a technology company. Started out with illuminated graphics, now we're about apparel and trying to figure out ways to apply that form factor for a bunch of different applications. So in terms of some of our other lessons, it was interesting because there's not always a direct connection between board sports and apparel, but there was the dots connect in the fact that each time we sat there and said, what if? What if we did this? And then you try it. And a lot of times you have to experiment and fail often. These are the products that look good, but there's a lot of carcasses of longboards and skateboards that didn't work. So anyways, so that's what we're working on next in terms of technology. And then I guess if there's a takeaway for any one of you, you're going to come up with new ideas and help to bring products to market. So when you get to that point, don't underestimate the power of marketing. That was the interesting thing. When I was going to school, engineers have a bravado about, hey, if it weren't for the engineers, we wouldn't have these products out in the marketplace, right? But then you go and work on getting my MBA, and then you learn that if there's not a market and you don't have the right branding, that product may not go anywhere. So that was the power of, after the break, the speech about the STEM people and non-STEM people, and learning other aspects of each area is absolutely critical. Don't underestimate the importance of friends and family in terms of mentorship, financial support, and things like that to try to get these type of ideas off the ground. And then be receptive to inflection points. So as you know, we could have been very hard-headed about staying the course in terms of, bringing illuminated graphics to the skateboard world, and I wouldn't be up here today if that were the case. So you've got to be receptive to changes in the path of the company and the products that you're making. And from here, it is possible. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.